Hello you guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't already know me, my name is Brittany. If you're new here, you should leave a like, drop a comment, and consider subscribing because that'd be pretty cool. I look crazy right now, let me just say that, and that's because I put on a face mask. I have no makeup on, just this face mask. I don't have a rash, I promise, it's just a face mask. Usually I put on my makeup and stuff before I do these videos, but I'm giving my face a break from makeup for the next few days because I usually wear makeup quite literally every single day. But I'm giving my face a break from makeup because this weekend I'm going to Welcome to Rockville for my 4th year in a row. So I will make a video on that, a whole bunch of videos on that actually, so stay tuned for that. But for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my recent medical diagnosis, my recent medical happenings, my recent medical issues. If you've known me personally in real life, then you know that there's something always going on with me. When I was younger, I always had ear infections. When I was younger, I had my tonsils and my adenoids removed. When I was younger, I had like osteomyelitis, which is a rare bone disease. I've had a tumor in my eye that's been removed and then grown back, and I've had a fair share of weird things happen to me, medically. For my entire life, I've had these, things happen, like these, what should I call them? Episodes, where, I'm just going to describe these episodes. So the very first time I ever had one of these episodes, I was 3 years old. I distinctly remember being on a camping trip with my grandparents at Hannah Park. And we were in our camper, our RV, and I was asleep. And then next thing I knew, I woke up. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, so everybody else in the camper, which was my grandparents, they were still asleep. And I remember being very, very thirsty. Like, I know a lot of people wake up in the middle of the night and they're really thirsty, but like this was like a thirst, like I'm about to die. Like I could not go back to sleep. I would try to lay down and go back to sleep and be like, I can just drink something when I get up, but it's a different kind of thirst. Like, it was bad. And so I'd end up start to cry, and I'd be like, could you please I'd start, yelling, and I'd be like, I need water, and my grandpa would bring me water, and then my face would just start to like tingle, and like everything started to go black, like from the outside of my vision towards the inside. Like it'd start with black kind of clouding on the outsides of my, like the peripheral, I guess, and then it'd just start to cloud over until everything was black. And whenever that blackness would start to happen, my face would start to tingle. Like it'd feel, whenever your foot falls asleep, like say if you sit with your legs crossed for too long and then your like leg will go numb or your foot will go numb and it starts like vibrating and tingling. Like if you've ever seen TV static, it feels like that but inside your body. That's how my whole face started to feel. Sometimes it would start in my like fingers and the tips of my hands and like my fingers, and then it'd spread up my arms and go into my face, but it was usually mostly in my face where I'd feel it, along with the vision going black and everything. And the weird thing is this would usually it would happen during the day years later, like when I was 13, 14, I would have these episodes if I stood up too fast, if I didn't eat that morning, and like, other things that I would blame for, why this was happening to me. I just was like, oh, it's my blood sugar, oh, it's my, blood pressure, oh, it's I didn't eat this morning, oh, it's this, that, and the other. But like, sometimes it would happen even if I did eat, even if I did like, and I would get tested for diabetes because it runs in my family. I'd get tested for high, low blood pressure, blood sugar. All of those tests came up negative. Like, none of that was the issue behind my episodes. I don't know what else to call them. So this would happen on and off for years, but the worst, like, episodes were always whenever I was asleep. I'd always wake up at the same times, around 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, severe thirst, but then I couldn't get up to get the drink myself because I've made that mistake before. This actually happened, the most recent episode was a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago. I woke up with this extreme thirst, hadn't done anything out of the ordinary like the day before or that night, but I wake up with extreme thirst the same time as per usual, about 3:30 in the morning, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. and I would go to the kitchen, I'd go to the fridge, do the ice, do the water, and then about halfway through making the ice and the water, my face, I'd start to feel the tingling, I'd start to feel the numbness, and I could start to see like the blackness and the sides of my peripheral start to, fog over. So there was always warning signs, like I wouldn't just collapse, like if I were standing up and that happened. I'd always feel the warning signs. So I'd grab my water, I'd stop, and I'd start to swiftly, very quickly walk towards my bed so that hopefully I can set the water down, lay down in my bed, and just let the feeling overcome me and let it pass. Because if I stand up and this happens where my vision, like my legs do this thing, so I always try to stay in bed whenever it happens, but sometimes it happens when I'm standing up and then I can't make it to a place to sit or lay down in time and I just collapse. Like my legs, it's not like, it's really hard to explain this part. Like it's easier to explain the vision and like the tingling in the face, but this part, it's like the same. I don't feel my legs tingle, I don't feel my legs go numb or anything. It's just, after the numbness goes over my face and my hands, and after everything goes black, it's like I can't feel my body, like the rest of my body. All I can feel is this numbness and tingling in my face. I just lose all control of the rest of my body. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. It's like I don't have a body in that moment. Like, I lose feeling and control of my body where I just collapse to the floor. All I can feel is this numbness and tingling in my face, and like, the fact that I'm fully conscious through all of this. I've never lost consciousness whenever these episodes have occurred. So every time this happens, I'll fall to the floor, usually onto my knees or onto my back, and then I'll just be like slumping over, like kind of shaking, like trying to keep my head up basically, and like staring in one place because everything is black. So like I'm looking, but I can't see anything. Everything's just black, and my face is numb, and I can't move anything, and I can't control my body. And it's painful, but it's not like painful. It's more or less overbearingly uncomfortable to the point where it's somewhat painful. If that makes any sort of sense. Like, it's like the feeling whenever your body falls asleep and it's not painful, but it's very overbearingly uncomfortable. Like, it's the only way I can think to explain it. So yeah, these episode things would happen where I would just experience that, where I'd lose control of my body and my face would go numb and everything would go black and whenever this would happen, I couldn't speak. Like, this has only happened in front of a person, like, 2 times, and that person was my boyfriend, besides my grandparents when I was really young, but they didn't know that it was like an episode. They just thought that I was being a baby and I was a kid, and I woke up dehydrated and maybe I was sick and I had the flu or something. Basically, for the longest time, I've been thinking that I've been having seizures. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I made posts on Reddit. If I can find the screenshot to one of these posts, I'll put the screenshots here right now so you guys. I've made posts on Reddit. I've made posts on Quora. Is that how you say it? Quora. I've made posts on Yahoo Answers. I've made a lot of posts. Genuinely afraid for my life. Like, what is wrong with me? What am I having seizures? Am I just having blackouts? What's causing these seizures or blackouts? What is wrong? I don't know what these episodes are. What's causing them? Like, 'cause there never seems to be one thing in particular that I'm doing to set any of them off, and it's been going on for years, just not like an everyday thing or even an every week thing, just more or less an every month thing. And when I was younger, it wasn't an every month thing. It was more or less every few months, maybe a couple times a year. And then as I get older, it seems to be more or less once every other month, and now once every month, and then as things got worse, it would become once every week. So it just seemed like with age, these episodes just started becoming more and more frequent. I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast in this video compared to most of my other videos, just I've been watching a lot of my old storytime videos, and I talked really slow and it pissed me off, so I'm trying to make it a point to talk fast in this video so that it's not a super long video and I get to the point. So now that I've told you about what like the episodes were like for me, I finally had enough and I got multiple blood tests done like a week or 2 ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I now turned 18, so I no longer see my prior primary care physician because I've seen him since I was born, basically, until I was 18, so he only sees people, he's a kid doctor, he's a pediatrician. So now my new adult doctor, I told her about my concerns, so she did a whole bunch of tests. She even did pap smears, which, if you're a woman, you know what that is. If you're a man, it's where they look inside your... Oh, great, now I'm gonna be demonetized. But yeah, so I got pap smears done, I got blood tests done, I got urine tests done, I got all kinds of tests done. And they said, I have low vitamin B12. And then I was like, that's really weird, because I can show you like a YouTube video, which y'all can go back and look at it if you want, where I made a video where I talk about how I grow out my hair and my nails. And in that video I show you guys what I take, like medication wise, especially like vitamin wise. And I take vitamin B12. And I take a multivitamin that also has more vitamin B12 in it. I take folic acid, I take vitamin D, I take all my vitamins because, for one, I have had past health problems, so I need to take vitamins just to be extra safe, but also because I'm vegan. And having low vitamin B12 is something very common among vegans. But I've been having these issues since before I was vegan. Like, I've only been vegan for like a month, 2 months. I've been having these issues since way before I was vegan. Now, the reason vegans tend to have lower vitamin B12 is because you get vitamin B12 predominantly only from animal products, some only from dairy, only from things that vegans don't eat, basically. I would take, like, I make sure I get all of my nutrients on my food, and whatever I don't get in my food, I get artificially. Like, I'm taking all of this, and she was like, we'll do some more tests, so they did some more tests, and basically she said that I have, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce this, the first word, it's like, starts with a P, and then anemia. Something anemia. I'll look it up and then put the actual word on the screen somewhere, like down there, because I don't know how to pronounce that. But that's what she said I have. And basically what that means is, so your body doesn't, the human body cannot produce most vitamins. That's why we have to eat things. Like, that's why we get things from, like, either taking artificial vitamins or getting it from our diet, because our body doesn't really create many vitamins, but especially vitamin B12. So, you know, most humans get that vitamin B12 by their bodies taking it out of their food and turning it into a vitamin in their body. That's what bodies do. There's actually a bacteria in your gut, a bacteria or some sort of cell in your gut that's responsible for this product. That's responsible for this action, basically. There's something in your stomach that takes the vitamin B12 out of food and puts it through your body so that you can have vitamin B12. Basically, that thing in my gut that's supposed to be doing that isn't doing that, or it's not there. So basically, my body isn't able, like, even if I do eat meat, even if I do eat cheese, because I was for my entire life, even whenever I do eat all of that, my body still is not able to take the vitamin B12 out of that and give it to the rest of my body. That's the best way I can know how to explain it. If you look it up, I'm sure there's tons of videos on what it does and what the symptoms are. But a lot of the symptoms are pretty much like cognitive decay. The symptoms were loss of, like, coordination, like slurred speech was one of the symptoms of lack of vitamin B12. Slurred speech, problems walking and running, so problems with balance, problems with paying attention, problems with, there was just a whole bunch of, like, problems with motivations, problems with, like, getting out of bed, problems with, like, there was a lot of things that, like, go wrong with your body when you don't have enough vitamin B12, and I was like, this all explains a lot. Holy shit. Like, this explains a lot more than just the episodes. So yeah. That's pretty much, yeah, she diagnosed me with the anemia, and now, so basically my doctor wrote me this prescription for this shot. It's like 1,000, I believe it said 1,000 milligrams of vitamin B12, and it's in like a little vial that's like, I needed to do my nails, don't come for me. I'm giving them a break because they're like paper thin and I'm about to go to a concert and I'm not trying to have them break off. But anyway, it comes in a vial like this big, like really tiny, kind of like an insulin vial. And then it comes with a syringe and you just fill the syringe completely up with all of the vitamin B12. And then you take the syringe and you pull your pants down and then you grab like a chunk of your butt meat and then you just stab the freaking needle into your butt meat, and then you just shoot the 1,000 milligrams of vitamin B12 into your butt meat, and then you're good for a month. For the rest of my life, that's what I have to do. I have to fill up a syringe with the 1,000 For the rest of my life, I have to fill up a syringe once a month with 1,000 milligrams of vitamin B12, pinch my butt meat, and stab it into my butt meat and inject myself with it. Every month. So every 30 days for the rest of my life. All because my gut doesn't know how to act right and produce vitamin B12. If there's a God, I just want to talk. Because I don't know what you did wrong, but whenever you decided to frickin' put me together, you done messed up. I think God was really high or really drunk or really crossed when he created me, because you done my dude. I'm just trying to be out here living my best life, eat food, have some vitamin B12 from my food, but no, my gut has other plans. My gut doesn't want to work with me. My gut's working against me. See, people say you should always trust your gut. How am I finna trust my gut when my gut's finna kill me? My gut's trying to kill me. It's taking all this vitamin B12 from my food and it's like, nope, this is mine. The rest of your organs, this vitamin B12 is mine. Y'all can die. This bitch. I'm keeping all the vitamin B12 to myself. That's what my gut says every day. Anyway. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time / life update, whatever this is. I'll be fine, I'm pretty sure, because I haven't had any episodes since I've been taking the vitamin B12 injection to my butt cheek. I think I'm gonna be good. I'm just glad to have an answer to not all of my problems. I wish, but at least an answer to a lot of my more negative problems. Sort of reassuring, and hopefully this video can help those of you out there experiencing, God forbid, experiencing something similar, so then maybe you can get yourself tested and see if maybe you're having a similar issue. I don't know. But yeah, as always, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Please be safe out there. Please be responsible. Do something nice for somebody. Make sure you go out there and compliment somebody. Just pull each other up. Stop tearing each other down. I'm tired of seeing this shit. Gotta be nice to each other. It's 100% free to be kind to each other, so start doing it. There's not many things that are free in life. Kindness is one of those things that are free. So start giving it away while you still can. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, if you can't be good, you better be good at it.